What's up, y'all? It's Flying Squirrel. So Carlos Prates and Leon Edwards is on UFC 322, one of the best fight cards of the entire year, arguably a better fight card than UFC 300. This card is so stacked. But I figured I'd do a prediction for this video, and this will be a completely unbiased prediction. You know, here at Flying Squirrel, especially when it comes to Leon Edwards, we are very unbiased. I keep it very objective, very professional. I don't talk about him as a person. I don't let my opinions get in the way and my personal feelings get in the way. So I'm looking for some info. I'm starting to do my research on this fight to predict it, right? And so I go on YouTube and I search Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates, and I find my boy Kenny Okoye. And so he has this video, everyone's misunderstanding Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Kenny, here's the thing about Kenny. He gets picks right, okay? He doesn't get everything right, but he gets picks right, and he gets more picks right than I do. So I gave him a listen. And so here we go. We start listening.
You're going to like this video because people are talking right now. The streets talk. Got to keep watch. Eavesdrops from the treetops. 3 shots for your Reeboks that keep Glocks in my knee socks. T-Doc and the T-Doc get you outlined in police chalk. Like a white guy trying to beatbox. But
as the only other black YouTuber, I guess I'll partake in the riffraff. I'm a young sage of the 6 pass, and the next page doing quick maths, make him feel this like an empath. I'm a real G, you're an IF, make the picks move like I'm James Crass.
That's called motherfucking bars, and you know nothing about that.
So I'm coming in this very biased, right? There's some predictions where I do my research and I find film, and the film shows me a clear winner of the fight. And then there's some other predictions where I just decide beforehand what my prediction is going to be. I just find things that support my already preconceived opinion on the fight. And don't act like I'm a casual for doing that, because fighters do that all the time. For example, who do you think Volk is picking for Islam versus JDM? Who do you think Israel Adesanya is picking for Islam versus JDM? You think they really did research to decide, or they had just already decided? Fighters do it all the time. That's why you can never trust a fighter to pick a fight for you. You gotta trust us silly goose MMA YouTubers who will literally spit bars before we give you a fight analysis. But anyways, let's get into the fight analysis, because Kenny Okoye, he made some very good points. I'm not gonna lie.
Leon breaks to pressure. That's what they think. They think Leon breaks the pressure, and if you pressure Leon, he loses. And they're looking at Prates, and it's like he's a pressure fighter. So they're equating that to him being the reason why he's going to beat Leon. Okay, cool. Leon doesn't break to pressure. He breaks to pressure mixed with volume, mixed with wrestling. That's a misconception that people aren't grasping. They think...
Okay, Kenny is absolutely spot on here. It is a misconception that Leon Edwards breaks the pressure, that all you got to do is just make a mean face and walk towards him and throw a bunch of punches. If that was the case, then I guess Colby Covington would have beat him, right? But he didn't. Bilal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman, Sean Brady, they all did the same exact method to dominate Leon Edwards. They shot relentlessly off of punches, and they had smothering top game.
Hey,
like in the Sean Brady fight, round 1, Sean Brady gets a takedown, and he starts dominating Leon in the wrestling. So round 2, this is round 2. The clock isn't even on the bottom of the screen. Sean Brady is already shooting in this takedown and already has him up against. Oh, he has my wrist. He has my wrist. He already has him up against the fence, and he's already getting back to his bread and butter. Clock wasn't even on the screen yet. Kamaru Usman, Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady, they all beat Leon Edwards this way. But this is not how Carlos Prates fights. So Kenny has a very good point. Carlos Prates, he picks his shots. He doesn't throw heavy volume. He's a sniper. I've talked about that in videos before. And he kind of leaves himself open when he's throwing. He throws a lot with his hands down. He bounces a lot. He depends on his head movement and his range a lot for defense. And so he leaves himself open. And this works against shorter fighters like Jeff Neal, but then he struggles against a tall counterpuncher like Ian Gary. Right? So he didn't find his shots very well on Ian Gary. And when he did try, Ian Gary was making him pay. He used kicks a lot to keep him at bay. Just all these doggone kicks. He stung him with this nice elbow. He was checking kicks. Even when Carlos Prates was trying to get his offense started, he was checking kicks. Look at that check kick, like he's doing the stanky leg. Another thing Gary also used was the threat of wrestling or just actual wrestling. Look at this stat, though. Ian Gary was the first fighter to take down Carlos Prates. Now, Kenny's second point is that this style that Ian Gary used to beat Prates is Leon Edwards, like, perfect. It's his style. Leon Edwards is a good counterpuncher, and he has good movement. Leon Edwards does have a good kicking arsenal. Don't remind me
God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
about the headshot dead, but he does have a good kicking arsenal. And then he has slept on wrestling. Remember, he did get some reversals on Kamaru Usman. He did get a takedown on Kamaru Usman. He's capable of doing everything that Ian Gary did, and maybe even better. He has the kicking, the counterpunching, and some good wrestling. But here's where I start disagreeing, okay? Because I am a hater, okay? I'm coming out of the closet. I'm a hater of Leon Edwards. You guys can probably tell. Leon has said he's excited to fight a pure striker instead of someone who wants to take him down. Instead of fighting a wrestler, he's excited to fight.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh hell.
This is mixed martial arts, bro. I don't care. I know it's mixed martial arts, but I just don't want to defend a takedown. Dude, Leon Edwards, it's like he really thinks that this sport is like a video game or something, where you get to pick the difficulty and pick the opponent and pick how frequently you get to play the game. You don't get to pick the difficulty and pick the opponent and pick how freaking. When you're the champion, you don't get to just pick the 37-year-old guy. And so he's excited that he's not going to have to fight a wrestler. Carlos Prates does have a black belt in BJJ, so that danger is still there. If he thinks he's going to go and maybe use his wrestling to take down Carlos Prates, he's in danger. Secondly, with this being a striker versus striker fight, I don't think Leon is just like, oh, if you put him against any other striker, he's going to kill him. He's going to murder him. He's an elite striker. I don't see him as that. When was the last time Leon fought an actual striker who just wanted to stand and bang? You remember? It was Nate Diaz, okay? And how did that go? How did that fight against Nate Diaz go? Did he dominate Nate Diaz? He actually did. It pisses me off. He actually did. 4 or 5 takedowns. He had control time for 4 minutes. Nate Diaz was bleeding out of his face, out of his ears, out of his nose, out of everything. But Nate Diaz bleeds every fight. What pisses me off right here, two things piss me off. How did Nate Diaz throw this, like, twice as many total strikes, but then the significant strikes, 1 punch difference? You had a 1 punch difference?
Come on,
in a fight where you got 4 out of 5 takedowns and 4 minutes of control time? 1 punch difference, Leon Edwards? This is what pisses me, dude. Here's the other thing. I'm not watching Leon Edwards film.
No por mí. No es por mí.
I am not watching. There's a reason why there's no screenshots. Well, no, there's the only screenshot of Leon Edwards film you got on here is this right here, this work of art.
This is a certified hood classic.
This is the only Leon Edwards film I'm watching for this video. Everything else, I'm telling you, I'm in extreme denial that Leon Edwards is an actual good fighter. Okay, I'm not watching film. I'm choosing happiness. I refuse to cooperate, okay? Go ahead and lock me up. Here, I'm giving you my hands. Lock me up, guys. Put me in casual jail. Let's look at some more stats that support my argument, because that's what we're doing here. Let's look at these stats compared to Carlos Prates' stats. That last fight, Leon Edwards beat Nate Diaz by landing 77 punches, okay? In a 5-round fight. 5-round fight. In 1 round, Carlos Prates landed 32 punches through 60, okay? 1 round of Carlos Prates fighting versus 5 rounds of Leon Edwards fighting and having 4 takedowns and 4 minutes of control time. So, oh, wow, striker versus striker. I don't know if he can handle this, dude. Like, if we look at his fights, let's look at his fights. So he threw 23 strikes here, 47 strikes here. Let's look at another fight where he was fighting like a guy who wants to stand and bang. Let's say Donald Cerrone. Against Donald Cerrone, 84 total strikes, bro. 84 total strikes.
Nothing.
Mind you, this is the Donald Cerrone that went on to get head kicked by Conor McGregor, okay? Look at these numbers, guys. 31 strikes, 84 strikes. Does he ever, one fight in his life where he threw more than 100 strikes was Kamaru Usman Part 2, where he was very confident. Now let's compare this to Carlos Prates, and I want y'all to see something. 32 strikes, 63 strikes. He got mogged by Ian Gary. 12 strikes. Why 12? Because he knocked him out. 55. Oh, that's not a lot. Why? Because he knocked him out. Oh, 15. That's not a lot. Why? Because he knocked him out. Oh, 37. That's not a lot. Why? Because he knocked him out. Oh, 30 strikes. Why? Because he knocked him out. Do you see this difference? Are we seeing this difference? The only reason, and if we were to look at like their average strikes landed per minute, Leon Edwards, he throws 2.6 strikes per minute. Carlos Prates, 3.8 strikes per minute. And the only reason it's not higher is because he doesn't fight longer, because his average fight time is 9 minutes versus Leon Edwards. His average fight time is the length of a Marvel movie. Okay, it's like you could watch Oppenheimer in the time that it takes for Leon Edwards to finish his opponent. Okay, so sure. Me, here I go. I'm being stubborn again. Leon Edwards has the perfect style to beat Carlos Prates. When Carlos comes in sloppy, he's going to get him with the counter punches. Okay, he's going to use his kicks to manage the distance and keep the fight in a style that he wants to fight it in. And he also has wrestling if he wants to use that, if he wants to threaten it. But you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have the dog, man. So I'm going to continue my stubbornness, and I'm going to pick Carlos Prates to beat Leon Edwards, completely disregarding all the solid evidence that Kenny Okoye has given me through actually watching film, which I did not watch. And I'm just going to look at stats and vibes, and I'm picking Carlos Prates, and I don't care because I'm not even putting money on it. I'm just making this video for your entertainment. So follow me on Instagram at Flying Squirrel MMA. Like and subscribe if you want to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later with more nonsense.